Hi, everybody. Today I am with my dear friend and colleague, Sandra Valentin. And well, let's get this conversation started. How are you, my friend?
I am doing wonderful, Gary. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. And with your company, I'm doing even better.
Beautiful. I love it.
So let's get this started, no? I would like to ask you, because this is one thing that we come across all the time, and that is like when your clients, your homeowners want to sell their property, what are some of the recommendations that you give out to your clients so that they can get the best result to sell their property, to sell
Mhm.
the best price that they can get at the time frame that they want to sell?
Well, some of the recommendations would be number one
Mhm.
is start doing a little bit of packing,
Packing.
removing the frames from the walls, all the decorations, all that. Just start putting it away in a box. I mean, they're gonna have to pack eventually, so
Mhm.
they'll be ahead of the game by packing, and at the same time, when the buyers walk into the home, they're able to appreciate the home more, and they're not distracted by all the beautiful decorations or the pictures from family because we want those buyers to picture themselves living in that property with their family, not get distracted by the pictures and decorations on the wall.
I Yeah, actually that's one major thing that perhaps the sellers, some of the conversation I have with my sellers is that, well, if I leave my frames there, they can picture themselves having the frame over there, like their own pictures, or let's say that they have a diploma from some college or they went to the army and they have, this accolade, this achievement. And one thing that I tell my clients is that, well, that's your achievement. Your buyer may not have the same sentiment. They may not even have the same path that you and your family have achieved. Maybe they're single, maybe they don't have kids, or maybe they haven't graduated from college, or they don't consider that important, but they see their perhaps the anniversary important, or they want to have the like trophies because they play tennis. So each person is different. So we cannot assume that because you find that important for you, it's important for them. So we try to be as neutral as possible because we're trying to sell your house for the next buyer. It's for them, not for you.
Mhm.
So what else do you recommend to your sellers?
Well, another recommendation would be somewhat of a deep cleaning.
Hmm.
Going through the bathrooms and cleaning the tile, if they have tile, the tubs, cleaning the windows, the kitchen, organizing everything and making sure that it's nice, clean, and it has a nice smell. Like when buyers walk into the property, it smells nice and clean and it looks clean.
Yes. When I sell properties, I recommend that they clean everything in between the crevices, behind the doors, like places that you might not imagine to be dirty. Chances are they are. So hire maybe perhaps like a mate service that can help with the crevices between the windows, behind the doors, things that you don't often see, but when a buyer comes in, they're going to be inspecting every corner because they're afraid. They're concerned because this is the biggest purchase of their life. And when it comes to smell, yeah, put like aerosol, airwick, the electronic ones, or even scented candles. That helps, and also gives a good ambience when they come and see the property. There's a running joke when I work with my investors that when they smell a house that is smelly, let's say for whatever reason, pets or just bad maintenance, when they smell that, they say, I smell money. That's because a lot of home buyers, first-time home buyers, they don't know what's going on. So when they smell something that is awful or is really not pleasant, they run away. So make sure that you don't lose money and have a pleasant scent for your property. What else?
Okay, so another recommendation would be depending on the finances, of course. Some painting, some nice fresh paint would be wonderful. I'm not saying to do any major repairs
Hmm.
and nothing like remodeling the kitchen. The kitchen might be nice. I mean, every situation, every home is different, but I'm talking about cosmetic, if it needs fresh paint, um, it's important. I would recommend paint the interior of the home, especially with using the light colors that everybody's looking for, which is like the white, the light gray, or the very, very light blue. That would be another selling point. Yes.
I see. Yeah. I was going to comment that um, painting is important. We want to make sure that there's enough when you come in, it's not dark, that the house is when have natural light coming in, like bounce back from the walls, it looks clean. So it enhances your property. Uh, we don't want to use extravagant colors, and we want to be modern. Like right now, what's in is just neutral colors. We're not from the 70s and 80s where we have what wallpapers.
Right.
And we're
Yes.
not from the 90s and perhaps even early 2000 where we have like junior have a blue room and the girl has a pink room. Like they used to do that a lot in the 90s. I don't think we've seen that much. I think all the rooms have the same coloring right now. So I would recommend doing that because that is part of the personalizing the room for the new buyer. So, and it doesn't cost much, right, to paint a house when you do it yourself.
Right, exactly. And most of the time, the real estate agent can recommend a handyman or a painter
Mhm.
so they can, get someone that will charge a reasonable price.
Yeah, and these are not rehab. This is just cosmetic.
Right.
What other recommendations do you have?
Let me see. Well, another thing that I can think of right now is during the open house.
Oh, big
So
one.
when we're getting ready to have that open house, so my recommendation would be that if there's any pets, take the pets with you and make sure that the homeowners are not staying behind, or maybe a family member, or maybe, a son or a daughter. Everyone would need to leave the property for, let's say, those 3 or 4 hours that the real estate agent is hosting the open house. So these buyers are able to walk in the property and they're able to appreciate and have a conversation with their real estate agent, or maybe even the listing agent about, what they like or not like. And those buyers are comfortable speaking and, their thoughts, which communication is key. So that's another recommendation. No one at the home, just the real estate agent, let them do their job.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly on that one because yeah, granted, for the period of time that a house is not sold, it's yours, so you can do whatever you want with it. However, when you do open house, that moment is not for the seller; it's actually for the buyer. So we're actually showcasing the benefits and the greatness of your property for the potential buyer, and having the seller there, it kind of takes away that freedom because nobody wants to talk bad about your property or even be honest about it. Like they're going to edit themselves when saying things to you because they want to be nice. We as people, we want to be nice with each other all the time. But when it comes to buying, you the biggest thing in your life, you want to make sure you do the right thing, and having a conversation is key. And that's why I say all the time when you do sales, it's just a conversation in which this is what you want and this is what you need and this is what it's a conversation and that's a proposal. We propose to the seller this, and the proposal can always say yes, no, maybe. If we
Mhm.
can get two of the three, we're good. A yes and a maybe, because a maybe opens up the conversation to negotiate, to get the terms that we want close enough
Right.
so that we can be happy with the results. So yeah,
Yes.
open house, make sure that the homeowner and the pets are out.
Yes.
Any last thoughts? Our time is almost up. Anything that would like to add?
Anything else? Well, I mean, there's many other points that need to
Yeah.
be discussed, like the price, working with the right real estate agent, and
Mm,
uh, communication,
yeah.
communication with their representative as well. Yes.
Well, if people want to continue this conversation with you and want to get a hold of you, how can they contact you?
Well, thank you for asking, Gary. They can call my direct number anytime, which is 626 area code 324-6055.
Sandra, has been a pleasure, and let's continue this conversation and the next one.
Thank you. You have a wonderful week, Gary.
You
Talk
too.
to you
Bye bye.
soon.
Mhm.